Gibson, thank you for appearing here today, and thank you for once again answering the call to service for our country. I want to associate myself with what Senator King, Senator Hirono, Senator Blunt have said about the importance of the IG in the intelligence community in general and the NRO in particular because of the often secret nature of the work that you do. And as Senator Blunt said, the NRO has a dual structure under both the military and the intelligence community. I'm one of 4 members on this committee who also sits on the Armed Services Committee, the only Republican. I'd just like to get the same commitment that you gave to Senator King about this committee of keeping the Armed Services Committee informed where appropriate as well.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you. You've received some very stellar letters of recommendation from esteemed individuals such as Chris Inglis and Bob Litt. They say that your character and integrity is of the highest caliber and beyond reproach. I think that's evidenced by your upfront disclosure of a 1999 Army JAG professional responsibility inquiry, which I understand was dismissed as unfounded.
Yes, sir.
Could you simply explain a little bit more about that matter in your own words for those who have not had a chance to review the thorough explanation of it in writing?
Yes, sir. In the mid-1990s, I was the Deputy Staff Judge Advocate at Aberdeen Proving Ground. While I was there, they actually sent me to Aberdeen, by the way, to get out of criminal law for a while. Aberdeen Proving Ground is where they try to break things and test things, and it tends to work on contracting instead of criminal law. So I was one of the few senior attorneys there who had much investigative or criminal law experience. While I was there, I was the primary legal advisor for the Ordnance Center and School, which had multiple allegations of sexual assault and sexual abuse of trainees by drill sergeants and instructors. It was a prolonged and very high-profile investigation. When the first round of courts-martial were final months later, the Army Inspector General came in and did a thorough review. During that review, there was an allegation made that I had inappropriately told investigators not to read rights to certain trainees, Article 31 rights, which are similar to Miranda, but also have to include the crime that the person is suspected of. There was a full investigation of that. The Army Inspector General turned it over to the Army JAG Standard of Conduct Office. They conducted a very long and thorough investigation of that, and it was eventually dismissed as unfounded.
Well, thank you for sharing that for us, I know it was a high-profile matter, and again, I think it reflects very well on your character that you disclosed it up front, as well as that it was dismissed as completely unfounded, and it's also reflected in the fact that the Army continued to put you in positions of greater trust and responsibility as the intelligence community has as well.
Thank you, sir.
One final question. I note from question 12 of your questionnaire that you are on the board of directors of the City of Fairfax Theater Company, and you are a general counsel of Women in Technology. And in question 20, you say that you intend to resign both of those positions.
Yes, sir.
Is that required by law or regulation?
It's something that the administration asks of its nominees and appointees if they're confirmed so that they can concentrate on the job at hand.
Do you think being a volunteer member on a city theater company would distract you from your job?
I intend to keep volunteering with the theater, sir, but not be on the board.
Well, I understand that there are some positions outside our work that might conflict with our work, but maybe this committee should examine whether or not we need to require government employees to resign from volunteer positions like boards of directors of volunteer theater companies. I think it's a good thing for government employees to be involved in their community.
Thank you for your support, and I can get you tickets for the Music Man this summer.
Well, I can't accept them probably, and the appreciation would be lost on me, I suspect. But thank you for, again, answering the call to service.
Thank you.